and our coaches, man, it was a total team effort. We talked about it. What we were going to need going in, the style that we needed to play with, and we wanted that defense to just cut it loose. Just go play, man. Effort, finish. And man, they did that. God, they did that. It's a hell of a job by AG, and those guys just laid it on the line, man. They call them the Northern Savages. They just roll right in the door, man, and they're in the game. It's a hell of a job. And then our offense, we knew they were going to need to carry the load. You need to carry a little bit more of the backpacks and such, and man, we did that. They did that, stepped up in a big way, and it was a number of guys really made plays for us across the board, and it took everybody we had on offense, and, Goff had another big game. TP was big. Laporta made some big plays for us. So, look, you can go down the line, but, man, I was proud of them, and, I just love the fact we just find a way, man, and you feel like the narrative going in, man, we weren't buying any of the stuff about where we were at, and no excuses. And our guys knew where we were at. We don't need to talk about being tough. We don't need to talk about being resilient. We live it, and it's what we are. And, man, we just proved it again. Proud of our guys.
I think 99.9% of football coaches probably kick that feeling when they're in line with 3 seconds up. Can you just take us through why you felt that it was important to get that first down and run that clock out and win that way?
I just, I just felt like we needed to end it on offense, and I did not want to give that ball back, and I believed we could get that. I believed we could convert, and I trusted that O-line. I trusted David, and they came through for us. It's a hell of a call by Ben, It just, I knew how I wanted to play this game. The team knew it, and everything in me told me that let's finish this, and so we did.
How about Jared being able to get rid of that ball when you get stepped on?
He's an athlete. And he got that thing handed off, and David did the rest. It was great.
Were there any questions in your mind after you failed to get the fourth down earlier in the third quarter as far as trepidation?
None. And look, I told the guys knew, players knew, coaches knew. Listen, don't ride the wave. We could be up 2 scores, we could be down 2 scores, but just because we're one or the other, we got to play our style of game going in. What we felt like we needed to do, what I felt like we needed to do, and so that meant the risk was there, and you fell in negative territory. You're trying to hold them to a field goal. But I knew that was how I wanted to play that team with where we were at.
Dan, you have won so many different ways this season. The way you just won this one with so many guys injured, you just said no excuses. How do you describe this one in the whole season?
I told the team this will be one of those you never forget. I was telling Goff pregame, I said, man, you've played all these games. You had this long career. And I'm sure there's some you don't remember everything when you've played as long as he, but I said, you will never forget this one. You will never forget this game. And I think a lot of it is just that, what we've had to overcome, the hand we were dealt, and I just love the fact our guys don't make excuses, man. They just find a way, and everybody on this team believed we were going to win that game, and we were going to find a way, and we did it again. We did it again. Guys did it.
Having to deal with what you dealt with your defensive players, did you know going in that you would go on fourth down more than you ever have, every chance you get, just so you could possess the ball more?
Well, I knew that if we needed to do that, I was prepared to do that. You're hoping you don't get into them. You don't have to get into fourth. You convert on third if it comes to that. But we were prepared. We were prepared.
What helps your conviction in those moments? Like you've never wavered from this aggressiveness, no matter where this team has been.
Well, look, when you're in it with these guys and you've been around them long enough, and I've been around Ben, I've been around Goff, been around Frank and Sewell and Saint and Montgomery now. And Gibbs, and now J-Mo's been here going. Laporta. Man, there's been enough time on task with those guys, Graham, that I felt good. I feel good, and I felt like we'd find a way. And you'd love to say if you're going to do that, you're going to convert every one of them, but that's not the reality. It doesn't always work that way. And so there's going to be you're taking a high level of risk. There is risk with it, but I felt like with our guys, it wouldn't be as big of a risk as it may appear to be.
Your thoughts on qualifying for the playoffs this early, the progress that represents when you came into where we are now? It's first week in December, you're already in the playoffs.
Well, and I just found that out, actually, and I didn't even realize that. But listen, it's good. It's good, but it's like, man, we got 4 left, and we want to get, of course we want it in. We want it in a different way. We want to go in on our own terms, and we want to find a way to get this 1 seed, and that's the priority. Certainly you got to win the division, and then you get this 1 seed, and we took a step closer to winning this division and doing what I just mentioned. So, yeah, listen, it's great. We're in the playoffs. I wish I'd have told the team. I didn't tell them. I had no idea. But honestly, I think they know. I think they feel like I feel. I really believe that. And it's like, yeah, I think everybody would be like, okay, that's great. We'd get the old golf clap. But then we know what we want to do. And we talked about this really even after last year. We talked about it in the spring, talked about it in training camp. We know what our goals are.
How big is that matchup for you guys?
Huge. What a great addition he's been. And he just continues to make plays for us in the run game and the pass game. Stepped up big here. Man, we talked about catching and knifing today. Man, catch, turn, and run. Catch it, tuck it, turn, and run. Do whatever. If you can only get 5, you got to get a 6. If you can only get a 7, you got to get us 8. And, man, he did that multiple times, and it comes up with the 2 big touchdowns for us. He's been an unbelievable addition, man. What a stud.